Hello, hello, welcome to Talk Football Live. We're back again. I'm myself, Charles, and Ayo, my co-host, along with our superstar collaborators, Odogwu and Lobzy. How you guys doing?
Great, great.
Welcome, Lobzy. Welcome back. That's what I gotta say.
What can I say? What can I say?
Slacking. They're back now in the top four, and Lobzy is back. So welcome back.
His traveling tends to coincide with when Liverpool isn't doing that great.
Yeah.
No, not really. Not really when Liverpool is not doing good. I think it's a combination of the coach doing the right thing. If the coach doesn't do the right thing, then yeah, like I keep saying.
Maybe if you stop traveling, maybe Liverpool will start winning regularly.
No, and funny enough, I've actually really been traveling like back to back last 2 months.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Fair. Okay. And Odogwu, thanks for blessing us again with your presence. We appreciate it.
Oh,
so we're going to the game week. We're going to game week 19 and 20. And you guys can still see me. You can hear me clearly?
Yeah, clearly.
Perfect. Game week 19 and 20. But of course, as we always say, subscribers, our loved ones, like, share, subscribe, of course, and share with everyone. And enjoy today's recording. All right, game week 19 and 20, and we're halfway. That is a big deal. So, how do you guys feel about this? Ayo, I don't want to talk to you because you're an Arsenal fan. You guys are number one. But Odogwu, you're chasing us now. Let me start with you.
Thank you. It's very interesting. Every time I get on this show, Ayo warns me and tells me, please, don't chase Arsenal. Leave Arsenal alone. But I told him that we're going to keep mounting the pressure. And, this is a very important point here at Game Week 19. So I think it's only going to get tougher and tougher. The top three is trying to define itself. It's very interesting. Even after this 19 and 20, I'm looking at January 6 to January 8 games. And I want those games to play out and then come back to Aya and look at him in his face and see how he feels. So I think, we bring on the competition, and I think, we are going to keep chasing us now and hoping they drop. That's how I feel.
Okay.
But I will say something. Lobzy,
I was going to get to you. You already said it. You already know how you feel. When Slot and Liverpool are not performing well, you step aside. When they start performing well, you come back.
No, not really. No, it's not Liverpool. It's the coach.
It's a coincidence.
If the coach is not doing the right thing, then the team is not performing. And like I said, Slot has not done the right thing in the past, then almost messed it up, then quietly recovering. Even though I still doubt certain things he's doing, but at least he's getting results.
At what point would you totally accept Slot? Because just now you just mentioned Klopp, so we know you want Klopp back, low key.
So
at what point, what does Slot have to do to win you over 100%? I'm not saying 99%. I'm not saying 95. I'm not saying 80. 100%.
We have to get back to attack football. We are not doing attack football right now. We are doing careful football right now. Teams that we like Wolverhampton that we played recently. That should be a 5-1 game on a regular day.
I mean, wasn't 5-1?
We did. I don't care about Arsenal. We don't work on the same time.
I mean, it was
with the old Liverpool that I know. Attack football. You can tell. Look at when we played Tottenham also. Tottenham played with a 9-man team. It felt like we were the ones playing with a 9-man squad on the field. You need a good structure of counter-attack. I know the coach, out of frustration, was trying to pile up those old situation on Salah.
Mhm.
But brother, if you structure your team very well, a player playing or not should not be the reason why your team is falling apart. Salah
Okay.
is not a defender; he is a striker.
Okay.
I want him in front. I don't want him behind. If your striker is always behind, you are a bad team.
Okay.
Essentially, because it,
Let's leave it there.
you're a
And we
bad
know
team.
there's a lot to say about Slot, about Liverpool, about the way things are going. Ayo, I don't even know why I'm asking you this, but how does it feel to be number one?
Normal things, normal things. I mean, this. You guys know what it is, right? We're top for a long time. Oftentimes we're top. Now we just need to get it over the line, and we've hopefully brought in the squad to do it this season. Where we want to lead at all fronts, and we want to close. We want to also get to the finish line first. Top of the Champions League, unbeaten. Top of the Premier League, semi-finals of Carabao. FA Cup is about to start. We want to keep going on all fronts, and we want to get to the finish line before everybody else in all four. That's how we're feeling. Odogwu, like I said last week, if it was anybody else, I wouldn't be worried. I'm still not worried, but the fact remains that it's City. If it was Liverpool, if it was Chelsea, I'd come on here right now and tell you guys we got this. But it's Pep. And when Pep is involved, I just have to beg. Just give us the league one season, I beg. Just let's have this.
But Pep may believe in the summer, so he needs this more than
prove yourself against Liverpool when you play them.
I'm still telling. See, I will say it now, and I say it clearly.
Liverpool.
I'll say it now, and I say it clearly. Arsenal will win the game if Liverpool wins the game for you.
Thank you. Just win it for us.
It is only Liverpool that will determine if Arsenal will win the league this year.
Okay.
It is not Arsenal winning the league.
The top three is now clear. It's Arsenal, it's City, it's Villa. Liverpool is in fourth. They're 7 points behind third place.
I won't say it's clear.
I think it's clear, and I think it will become clear over the next 3 games.
Okay, I agree to come for the next 3 games. A lot can happen within those 3 games.
But right now, as we stand, it's clear. It's 3 points between 1 and 3, and then from there, there's a 7-point gap. There is now separation.
For now. All right,
there's a 10-point gap between number 1 and number 4.
Justice is not there. If that's what you're trying to get at.
No. I'm just saying between the first and the fourth is the 10-point game. That's 3 games.
4 games.
3 games is a lot.
4 games. It's 4 games.
Leave your team aside for now.
No, I'm not.
Only have 3 points between them, so let those guys fight it out. Don't worry, Lobzy will catch up.
We're not fighting, I beg. Odogwu, we're not fighting. Just remember, it's not a fight.
Odogwu fight.
If you take FA Cup, take the FA Cup. We'll take the league.
Oh, please.
Champions League.
Somebody else be tough. Pep has his eye on the big one. You know him. It's always one season break when there's a bad season.
Anyways, guys, we gotta move to predictions. I was just gonna say 2 things before we move to predictions. I think I've always said I think Arsenal is gonna win the league this season, but considering this could be City's last season, Pep's last season, I mean, and he wants to go out big, and the purchase of Semenyo in January, all that just coinciding together. I'm slowly shifting towards City, but when they buy Semenyo, we'll talk about that at that point. For now,
Semenyo is not going to win the league for them. He's not going to win the league for them. He's not going to win the Champions League for them.
Just need Haaland out for like 5 games.
Not happening.
Game week 19, please.
All right, let's bring up the fixtures.
And this time it's going to be quick fire predictions because we're going through game weeks 19 and 20. So when I jump on you, tell me your results, who wins, or if it's a draw, and tell me why in short 30 seconds. Ayo, we'll start with you. Burnley, Newcastle.
Newcastle win.
Why? Because they're better?
Why? Because they're better. Simple.
Okay.
And they're way overdue a win. They've been playing well, but they've just not been able to close out results. I think Burnley is the team where they finally get that result.
Okay. I think Burnley has been playing reasonably well too, but they've been just not getting the result.
They have, but Newcastle is stronger, and for that reason, I'll give it to Newcastle in this game.
Chelsea Bournemouth. Who do I give this to? Ayo, definitely not you. Ola, Lobzy, I don't trust you. Odogwu, let me out.
Oh yeah. This is an interesting one. I definitely go for Chelsea. I'll tell you why. They're definitely looking for that comeback. They saw their mistakes in the last game, very marginal. Bournemouth still struggling and taking a huge 4-1 beating the last time I remember. So yeah, let's just go for Chelsea on this one.
Okay, I'll take it. Nottingham Forest, Everton. Being a Liverpool fan, I expect you to predict for Nottingham Forest, but let's hear what you have to say.
So this game might end up being a draw, because both teams are trying to get back to winning ways, even though they're on shaky ground, you don't know if Nottingham Forest is going to win, you don't know if Everton is going to win, but based on their current performance, this is almost like a draw.
It's like a draw. Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody think anybody's going to win this? So we all agree it's going.
Yeah, I think I'll go with a draw as well.
Okay. Ayo, you think it's going to be a draw also?
I think that's a fair result. There'll be goals though. It'll be like 2-2 or something.
Okay, fair.
Goals in this game.
West Ham Brighton. Odogwu, I'll give that to you because Ayo, I'll give that to you because I don't want you to predict Aston Villa. Just let's spice it up a little bit. So West Ham Brighton.
I'm gonna go with a draw. Both teams have been underperforming quite a lot. West Ham are trying to find some form. They're playing okay, but I think their defense is very leaky. Attack-wise, they're decent, but up front, attack-wise, they're different, but in defense, they struggle. So I'm going to go with a draw.
All right. And Aston Villa.
I can take that.
Take this. Just so if Aston Villa loses, you don't catch them if you win.
I understand. I understand.
Lose just because you want to catch them.
No. So there's a higher propensity that Arsenal would want to win this game because it really it's a defining moment for them. One of the defining moments for them. They have a team that is on the rise. I didn't get you. Sorry.
It's a defining moment for both teams.
It's a defining moment.
Villa wins, they tie with Arsenal on points. No,
Villa is not going to win Arsenal. Yeah, that's a statement of fact. People might say, I'm trying to support Arsenal. No, this is a defining moment for Arsenal because if you compare them to last season, Aston Villa did give them a tough time last season. One of the teams that gave them a tough time. So this time around, they are going to define who is superior by definitely beating them and saying, okay, it's just like Liverpool playing Tottenham. Tottenham always try to feel like they're going to win the game, but they end up losing. So this is going to be one of those moments also where Arsenal.
You saying this because Arsenal is at home?
No, not because Arsenal is at home. I don't care.
Because Villa already beat Arsenal a few weeks ago. You know that, right?
I understand. Okay. Yeah, I understand. They could beat them a couple of weeks ago, but this is a defining moment saying, okay, we have to put our stamp on it and say, we are beating you today. If they do not beat them, then that's where the problem lies. It doesn't mean that City will end up winning, will just then start winning all their games. No, City too will fail. That's one lovely thing about this situation. But this is a more defining moment for Arsenal because Arsenal has to take this game as okay. This is one of the defining moments for us in the season. Aston Villa has surprised everybody. Look at them. They lost a game to Liverpool, then started winning all their games. Then they lose a game to Arsenal, then start struggling. But if they win Arsenal, forget about it.
But what's your prediction?
Arsenal 2-1.
Lobzy. I think you're right, actually.
Indeed. So Arsenal 2-1. Okay.
There's some things that give me hope for this game. Gabriel is back, like I've been hoping. I expect Kai will be on the bench. Plus, Aston Villa is facing 2 key suspensions. Glenn Kamara is out suspended. Matty Cash is suspended.
Yes.
They're going to find replacements for those two. So it'll work in our favor. He's not going to have those substitutions that he's able to do where he can change his midfield and bring in more energy. They're not going to have that in this game. He's going to have to run the same two or bring in a younger player. And at right back, they're going to be suspect.
Okay, fair. Odogwu, you think that's how it's going to end?
It's very interesting. Villa is just doing well on this whole conceding one goal when they concede. So it's going to be tough. Even if I want to lean towards an Arsenal win, it's still gonna be like a 1-0 win. But you know me, I'm hoping for an upset here, and I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right, fair enough. All right, Odogwu, you go next. Manchester United versus Wolves. We don't.
Well, this one, I think it's straightforward, and I'd even just do you the favor. Even if Wolves tries to do something weird here, Manchester United is still going to win this one because Wolves still hasn't secured a win, even in the last 5 games. Bottom of the
whole
table.
Season, the whole season. Wolves haven't won a single game this
Yeah,
season.
Exactly.
This is not the game where they're winning.
Exactly.
So that brings it to my next
especially
question.
at Old Trafford, they look like they're going back to the championship.
Oh, of course. That brings my next. Who do you guys think Wolves will beat? And you guys can just shout out one name each. Ola, Lobzy.
Man U.
No.
Yeah.
I tell you, man.
So this is let me tell you why I think so. It is when you think a team will lose the game, that's then when they wake up.
So you think Wolves will beat Man U in this game?
There's a higher chance that Wolves beat Man U than Man U beating them.
Interesting.
Okay, so the question
because remember, did you see the way they play Liverpool? Did you notice the way they play Liverpool? They were almost coming back in the game.
Blame on Liverpool, though.
I like how that's also your point.
If you see the way they play Liverpool, they were almost coming back in the game. But what was working against them is still inexperience, and the team is just out there. They're just disoriented.
Okay. So
you get, now that we are facing the second half of the league, the only thing that they understand is this: we are either going to win these games, or we know that in the next 4, if you don't win the next 4 or 5 games, we are out. If someone is back against the wall and say, "Oh, this is all we can do. Let's just fight," or we just don't concede, this is where they get their chance.
So, Ola, Lobzy, I get it, but what I'm saying is, I was asking about the whole season, from now to the end of season. Who do you think, if Wolves were to win one game, who do you think they will beat?
I just told you, Man U.
Okay, cool. I just want to clarify. Ayo, what do you think?
I think it'll be like a Brentford or Brighton, a mid-table team that we're maybe not expecting them to win, but they'll get a win in that game.
Odogwu, what about you?
I think they'll struggle it out with like the likes of maybe Burnley or West Ham, the guys who are 18 to 20.
Okay,
you see what I'm saying? You guys focus on these people who are similar to them. The guys who are similar to them, do not underrate them. So they play them with all their full strength, and they make sure they collect the point. It is the bigger guys that underrate them, and they end up getting results.
Like Chelsea.
So, as I was saying, you know what? Lobzy, if you are right, I'll be very, very impressed, and we'll have to bring you back to address you being right for the first time. Perhaps, right? All right, I'm just kidding. Moving on. We'll see. So, Man U, Wolves. Lobzy think Wolves is going to win. Everybody else think Man U is going to win. We shall see what happens. Crystal Palace versus Fulham. Odogwu, give me a
tough one.
This is an interesting one here. I think Crystal Palace, they lost to was it Tottenham in the last game?
They've been in bad form recently because they played way more, 2 or 3 more games than everybody else.
Oh, do you remember what I told you earlier about them? When they beat us, they became third, and everybody said, "Oh, they might win the league. I said winning us does not mean that you win. If our team is
always
shitty,
about Liverpool.
That was just Charles. It was only Charles that was like, what if they win the league?
and I told you.
Yeah, it was you. The last time Ola was here.
Every single one of them. Yes. The ones you captured before. I told you. Every single one of them, you thought, oh, they're going to, where are they now?
You have to show me proof that I said that.
And I remember I mentioned Aston Villa being top of the league. Are they not top of the league now?
No, they're not. They're third.
You said top of the league now. They're top 4.
I know.
Not the leader. You said Tottenham will be what? Up there. Where's Tottenham now? Always remember.
11.
They are not even top 10.
You said Tottenham will be up there.
Me, Tottenham. Nope.
No,
I mentioned. Okay.
Yeah, so this is interesting when you really look at it with these two teams. With the way it's going, I'm just gonna go for a draw here. They seem like any of them can pull up a stunt here. I'd like to go for Fulham, but then again, just giving Crystal Palace just some leeway there. I think they'll go for like a 1-1 or a 2-2 draw.
Okay, cool. You get the honors, Ayo. We're not giving anybody their team this week. So Liverpool Leeds. What do you think?
I think Liverpool will drop points in this game.
Right.
So you're saying a draw or they're gonna lose?
A draw or a loss. Yeah. Sorry, Lobzy. But
the only thing is I don't doubt it because I've been seeing the way now, not because Leeds beat us, but Leeds have been putting in a shift. I've been watching games, they've been putting in a shift. So
did you play them a couple of weeks ago?
That's what you said, yeah.
Yeah.
What was the score line?
It doesn't matter. The point.
No, I'm just asking. The question is, what was the score line?
It doesn't matter. They won.
They won you or they won us?
They won beat Chelsea, and it was a 3-3 draw against Liverpool.
Okay, and that was when I said I do not like Slot.
Okay.
So let's continue.
Ola, just to be nice, I would ask you, what do you think will happen in this game? Liverpool Leeds. Just give us a prediction.
It still depends on Slot. If he does the same thing he did when we played them the first time, let him not expect a different result.
So what's your prediction, though?
I can't tell. The guy is not in my favor. I don't really care about whatever I get. To me, like I told you, I don't see him winning a trophy this season. If he win it, by chance. But I don't see it.
If he wins it, will he win you over?
No, I don't still want him now. It's not technical.
If he wins a treble, would he win you over? Not this season, maybe next season. Would he win you over?
He would have changed our style of play. We won't play this like a
If he wins treble next season, would he win you over? Yes or no?
He would, like I said, you first have to change the style of play back to what we were being used to for the last 9 years.
So whether it changes the style of play or not, if he wins a treble next season, would he win you over? Yes or no?
No.
Interesting.
Because the team is both. The team is both about excitement. See, it's not about just winning. Chelsea has been winning trophy. He didn't win a lot of fun over during the time. No, the names that you hear, Let's continue.
I'm saying
I don't care whether I'm not. I understand it. They won the Club World Cup as being the first person, right? But they didn't win more. I understand. Did they win more fans over? No.
I'm sure they did.
You can't compare them to the fans of Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal.
By the way, hold on, Ola. Ayo and Odogwu, this is a conversation Ola and Lobzy and I had offline. That's why I'm bringing it up. Lobzy made it clear to me that there's nothing Slot can do that can win him over. And I keep asking him. He has never responded. Well, he's kind of
I just explained now.
He said if he changes the style of play.
Yes.
Eventually, so he's saying the trophies don't matter. It's a style of play that matters to him. So you take a change of style of play with no trophy versus no change and trophies.
Because remember, you can win trophy one this season, but are you going to be able to attract a good player to you next season?
Well, let's take it one at a time. Well, let's not stay on this for too long. The question is, he wins a treble I don't think you understand what it means to win a treble.
I understand what you're saying.
Champions League, the Premier League, and the FA Cup. That's a treble. If that can't win you over,
because Lobzy, if he wins the treble, he's done everything right, even on the technical side.
Let me tell you something. That's like saying this is the scenario you're giving me. Oh, if he wins the lottery, will he win me over?
Okay.
I get Lobzy's
will
point.
he win? Do you get my point, right? Do you get the point?
Like, I think he will change your mind if he wins if he wins the treble. But I think maybe a better
question. You're pulling for straws. Right now, there are only two things. He has the possibility of getting to the final. So you're not telling me, oh, if we by miracle we can reverse some of the games we've lost out of. Let him see if he can win it. He's not winning the Champions League first. One, he can't win it with the style of play. No, he's not winning.
He can win it. Ola. Easy, so he can win it.
Olumide, I don't know which Alpha has prayed for you, but he's not winning it from what I've seen.
I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying he can. But let's move on. Let's move on. All right. Brentford, Tottenham Hotspur. Ola, that's for you. Who are you picking?
This might be a draw because they almost play the same style. Tottenham has been quite lucky. You know, when they're in the game, they get lucky, and if the luck shine, it stays with them. But if they're unlucky, they just use VAR and cancel out many goals that they have. You know, so if Tottenham is going to do the magic, they do the magic early, and if they're not going to do the magic, just out. You know, the way they play Crystal Palace, it felt like they were actually the better team. You can see the way they were pressing. You can see the way their style of play was. It was a clear showing they were a better team. I didn't expect Crystal Palace to just be flat. It's like they were trying to get to the net and they just fall flat. You know, I'm even doubting the defender we wanted to go by, Gichi. I'm like, is this the guy we want to go by? Gay. Is he the one that we want to really go by? Is this what he's going to produce for us? The person we think is going to be the salvation for the team is out. Like just like Isak. That's the salvation Liverpool thought was going to be, but now it's out. So what do you have to do? It's a ticket that you don't think about, and now it's there. So,
all right, thank you.
Like I said, yep.
Calling it a draw. Brentford Spurs. Sunderland Man City. Ayo, that would be yours. Because we're not giving that one to Odogwu either.
Let me do
Try hard
my heart versus my head. my heart wants to predict a 2-2 draw, but honestly, what I saw from Sunderland in their last game, I think it was against Leeds, right? In match week 18. Let me confirm that real quick. I think that game was against.
Yeah, that 1-1, right? Correct. Was it?
Yeah,
it was the 1-1.
Sunderland tired out in that game, and I don't know if it's that they're missing players from AFCON or if the effort they've just put in so far during the season is maybe catching up. But when Leeds changed, because I think the first half ended 1-0, and then in the second half, Leeds put on the pressure. They scored that beautiful team goal. I think it was a 13-pass move, starting all the way from right back, moved it back to the keeper. They moved Sunderland all over the field. Ball ended back on the left wing with the crossover to DCL for the 1-1, and they could have won it in the end. So my heart is hoping for a draw against City, but I think based on the way I'm seeing both teams right now, I think City might just edge it.
Okay.
Yeah, so go with your head.
Good. We'll take whatever result comes.
And like I will say it, if Arsenal wins the game, then Man City might want to still win the game. But if they lose the game, it's a definite surety that Man City will win that game. And not with just 1-goal margin. They will want to throw like 5-goal margin there.
Yeah, they like to do that.
In summary, what you're saying is Arsenal will remain number 1 at the end of game week 19.
No.
It's okay.
If Arsenal loses, I'm just saying, I'm saying that if Arsenal loses, if you look at their goal difference now, Man City has a higher goal difference.
Yes.
if Arsenal lose that game and Man City that Arsenal lost that game, Man City will want to win this goal margin by 5, so that even if they win their next couple of games, their goal difference will make sure that psychologically Arsenal still think they are second. So Arsenal needs to win this game so that Man City say, we don't care about your goal difference, we are still ahead of you.
I can tell you Arsenal is not losing this game though.
Which I predict.
I can 100% guarantee Arsenal is not losing against Villa.
But you are predicting the draw.
No, I didn't predict a draw. We will most likely win.
No, it's like a 2-1.
We are not losing.
Okay, cool. All right, that's game week 19, right? Let's switch to 20. Let's just make it quick.
Right.
Game week 20.
It's coming fast.
Yeah, pretty much a day break in between the game weeks, and boom. This is where football lovers enjoy football. Well, we enjoy all your but the game weeks
break on Wednesday, game Thursday, break on Friday, Saturday and Sunday we go again.
And we go with Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest. Odogwu, you go first.
Oh yeah, this is a very, very good fixture. I think we're gonna see some good football here. Again, I'd say Villa has just impressed me with like their low goal conceding record all through. We're looking at only
Odogwu,
the
you can assume Villa beat Arsenal, then predict that way. What do you think?
Exactly. So going into this, I see, let's just even, regardless of even what happens with Arsenal, on this one, Aston Villa, Nottingham, head-to-head, I see them beating Forest 2-1.
Yeah. Okay. Brighton, Burnley. Ola, Lobzy?
Yeah, Brighton takes this.
Yeah, nobody's giving Burnley a chance anymore these days. So yeah, Brighton takes it. Fair. Just as we're not giving Burnley a chance, I don't think we're giving Wolves a chance anymore. But because it's West Ham, who are also fighting relegation, we're going to predict. Wolves, West Ham. Ayo, is this the game Wolves get their first 3 points?
I think it could be.
If they haven't got you in game week 19, are we?
Regardless of what happens in that game, this might be right. It might be the game they get their first win if they don't beat Man U. I don't see them beating Man U, but this could be the game because West Ham are also struggling. Yeah. They're also struggling. I think it's gonna take, if West Ham are to have any chance of surviving relegation, they need a decent window for Nuno, and they need to bring in at least 2 players. So let's see whether he gets that back in this window.
Okay. I'm struggling with Wolves beating West Ham because I know West Ham has been bad, but they have Nuno. And I don't think Wolves has anything working for them right now. I actually think Wolves may need the transfer window in January to wake up. But who's going to come to Wolves?
I think Wolves sold their best players, but they also brought in players.
They brought in players.
They just didn't bring in sufficient quality at the EPL level.
Okay. So West Ham, Wolves, you think Wolves may get their first win? I'm struggling with that. So we'll move to the next one. Bournemouth, Arsenal. Odogwu, I believe that belongs to you.
Oh, yes. No brainer on this one. I think regardless of what happens in the match before, Arsenal is definitely looking to chop Bournemouth, who's here at 15th, and definitely going for an Arsenal win. This one, I know Aston has been winning with minimal goal margins, but they might actually get on a 3-1, type of situation here.
Okay, Ayo, do you disagree?
Stick question. Why would I disagree?
Hey, I'll just test you. I don't see you are paying attention.
On this, Odogwu and I are on the same page.
Okay, fair. Leeds, Manchester United. Lobzy, are you the one taking that one? Lobzy, take it. Yeah, Leeds, Manchester United.
Tough game for Man U.
Yeah, Leeds is acting tough.
Leeds is a bit tough nowadays. If Man U struggle this out, they will play a 2-2 game.
2-2 game. That's your final prediction.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Everton, Brentford. It was Everton, Bournemouth before, right? In game week 19.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Interesting. Brentford, Bournemouth just faced each other recently. So
wait, what was the prediction on Arsenal, Bournemouth?
Oh, Arsenal wins.
Arsenal up 3-1.
That was Odogwu and Ayo's prediction. You and I didn't get to predict, but we know what we want.
Did Arsenal win the first time when they played?
I believe so. I think it was a tie game, but I think we won that game as well.
You sure or you drew?
No, I think they won. Arsenal have only drawn with Sunderland.
Yeah, I think it was 3-2. Yeah, they beat them 3-2. I remember.
Yeah, Arsenal have only drawn with Sunderland, Chelsea, and maybe one other person.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are you calling it? Everton, Brentford? Ola?
Oh, I thought I predicted Man U just now. I said Man U was 2-2. Do you want me to predict Everton also?
Okay, so if you're predicting Man U for 2-2, Ayo, what do you think of Everton, Brentford?
Yeah, no, I'm evaluating that game. Everton. I'm gonna go with an Everton win.
Everton win. Okay, I can see that.
Yep.
Brentford sent a lot of.
Brentford are doing well. They're at 7th, ahead of Gameweek 19. Everton are always a tough team to beat. They don't drop points and they don't concede very often under David Moyes, but haven't been that consistent this season. So for that reason, I'd say the worst case is probably an Everton a draw, but I'm gonna plug for an Everton win in this game.
Okay, who has the most players in AFCON? I think it's Sunderland, right?
Yeah.
Sunderland definitely. I think Sunderland have like 7 players.
And that's why they are part of why they're slacking at the moment, and they get to face City next. So for that reason, they may be losing to City, as you said. Anyways, from Liverpool, Odogwu, this is yours.
This is an interesting one. They both considered the same amount of goals in the league. But here, I think Liverpool just has a point to make, especially around teams, just kind of a little beneath them on the table. I think if they hit a good day, they should win this one. If everything goes well on honest slots, this should be an easy 2-0 win. If they get jinxed, they might just tie this one 2-2, but I'll go with my earlier prediction and tip them to win on this one.
Okay. Fair. I'll come back to you for Newcastle Crystal Palace. What do you think would happen? You've mentioned earlier that Newcastle is strong, or they are stronger now, and Crystal Palace, when we predicted in Game Week 19, they're having a lot of issues right now because they're kind of one out from playing 2. Do you think the exhaustion goes into the new year? I mean, at this point, even if they've got 2 players, the players probably won't play this game. So, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it keeps going. I think Crystal Palace, they're tired. Glasner said it in his press conference in their last game. He said they're struggling to score. And you could tell, even I think the analysts, the commentators in their last game mentioned it, that they've never seen Oliver Glasner that animated. You could see him get up from the bench multiple times, trying to coax. It seemed like he was trying to coax that last bit of energy out of them to just get them to find the equalizer in that last game. I forget who that game was against. Let me see. They played in Game Week 18. They played Spurs. That 1-0 defeat.
Lost. Yeah.
Mateta looked tired. They've lost a lot of players to injury. You can tell Munoz is a key part. So their whole right side, actually, they lost Sarr to AFCON. Munoz is injured. I think there's one more player that they're missing. So they've brought in the likes of Devaney. They've brought in Klein. And I forgot who.
And they sold it in the summer to Arsenal. So
what's that?
I said, and they sold Eze in the summer.
They sold Eze in the summer. So they're not the same team at the moment. I mean, even they still started the season well, despite the Eze. I think the Eze sale was something they had planned for. Eze was going to leave regardless, right? But going into January, Glasner has said it's clear that they need help up front. And they're struggling to score. Nketiah is on the bench, but he hasn't been playing that much. He's been coming off the bench. So it seems like they need some more attackers and they need more players in general. The squad is tired. Glasner,
they can revive their season by buying players in January.
I think the speculation over Glasner's future is not helping because, as you guys know, his contract is over in the summer, and there's speculation over whether he stays or not. I think he's waiting to see whether he gets backed in this January transfer window to see if he continues the project. I think if he's backed, I think Crystal Palace revive, and I think he stays. If they don't back him well, maybe they bring in some random player for like 15, 20 million. I think he'll drag them over the finish line in the summer and leave.
I actually heard Glasner already confirmed he's not signing.
Yeah, I heard that as well. But I mean, until someone comes out to say it, I'm still thinking anything can happen. I think this January transfer window is going to be a big part of that.
Okay. I mean, I'll say, even though I don't like it, there are rumors that Maresca may be replacing Pep in the summer and Glasner replacing Maresca in Chelsea. It's between Glasner and Iraola of Bournemouth, but Glasner is like the top pick right now. I think that's weird. The rumors day 1, day 2, Glasner said he's not signing, so they may be something in there, but we'll wait for that to happen. Tottenham Hotspur, Sunderland, Odogwu, that's yours. I'm saving the for last. You know
Gotcha. So I think this is an interesting game. This one can go either way. I know Sunderland had a draw on their last game, and Spurs seem to be edging out with that win. But I'm gonna go for a draw here on this one for both of them.
Okay, fair. Yeah. And finally, Manchester City versus Chelsea.
Blues, are you going to form my hand as always?
Lobzy, don't say I never did nothing good for you. I'm giving you.
Lobzy, do me right.
Lobzy, over to you.
Charles, you should take this one. It's possible to form my hand as always because every time people come up against City, you just plop over and.
Well,
this would be a tough game. This would be a tough game for Man City because
I'll predict
Chelsea is trying to come back to top 4 because it seems like they've lost their position to Liverpool that they thought it would have been an easy climb over. So now they will try to prove their point by saying, okay,
you always find a way to make
even though we're not strong, we'll see if we can fight it out against Man City. So it'll be a tough game for Man City to actually crack or to win this game compared to if they were playing Sunderland. This Chelsea game will be a tough one for Man City.
What's your prediction?
It's a 2-1 game.
City win?
Yeah, City ends up winning, but everything is determined in the first half. Like I always say, everything is determined in the first half. If they don't crack that first half, forget it. Okay. It ends up being a draw.
Here's what I would say. I also I should predict, so I'll predict. Chelsea seems to step up when they're facing a strong opponent.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to step up, like really, really step up. So here's what I think. If City is number 1 after Gameweek 19, meaning if Arsenal drop points to Aston Villa either by a draw or a loss, you guys already said a loss will not happen, so let's say a draw, and City wins against Sunderland. Is that what City is facing? Yeah, in Gameweek 19.
Yeah.
If City is already number 1 in Gameweek 9, at the end of Gameweek 19, I think City will scrape this through and get a win. But if it's still the way it is right now, with City being number 2, well, I guess it could be a win or a draw. I think Chelsea can come out on top.
No.
So what I'm saying in a nutshell is, if City is number 1 at the beginning of this game week, it's going to be a City win or a draw. If City is not number 1, it's going to be a Chelsea win or a draw.
No,
they have
a higher chance of losing if they are number 1 than being number 2.
I think it's the opposite.
Yeah, because you're a Chelsea fan.
No, this is not
because you're a Chelsea. Just because you're a Chelsea fan, it is tougher for them to keep the momentum, knowing fully well that they just stole it from someone else.
Technically, that is something that describes Arsenal, not City.
Arsenal. Remember
in number one, it's not tough for him
Not
to keep
this
the
season.
momentum. He actually keeps
No,
the
not this season. Don't say this season. Arsenal lost to Liverpool, but they kept the momentum of winning. Liverpool lost their momentum of winning. What?
Has City been number one at any point at this season?
That's the way they've always been year in, year out.
No. City has not been number one at any point this season.
I'm saying that they've really not been number one in most seasons.
No, you're missing the point. Historically,
I get what you're saying. Yes, they have not always.
Historically, when Pep gets to number one, he keeps the momentum. He hasn't
not
been
all
number
the time.
one this season.
Not all the time.
Only last season.
Exactly, and we all know what happened last season. Last season was not really the
They were not there at all. They were not there at all. Last season. Upper season. Hold on. Upper season. Same thing
They
now.
started at the top last season. That was
Yes.
the difference. They were at the
know
top
last
four.
And Liverpool won. And Liverpool kept winning. Is this thing? You see?
Anyways, the point is, the time City are slacked when they are number one, in comparison to the times they have not when they are number one, is like a 3-to-1 ratio. It doesn't compare.
Because
City
they had
the league before last season.
they had a coach that was on their tail.
What are you talking about?
They had a coach who was on their tail now.
Who do they have now?
When they won it back to back with close point, it was Liverpool was on their tail.
Oh God,
the other time, Arsenal too was on their tail.
Oh my God! You know what?
If they notice that the coach that is playing against them is not going to continue the momentum, they will just relax, thinking they're going to win.
The last I checked, the last 2 seasons, City won the league. Arsenal was one on their tail, not Liverpool.
Who was leading the league before Liverpool lost it? Liverpool was leading the league. Then lost it to Arsenal, then to Man City. Oh, you forgotten?
So you're validating my point. Because
No,
once Man City took over, they didn't fall.
That happened towards the end of the season. Because there's still a coach on their tail. I just said it. There's a coach on there. If they know that the coach, if they know that it's Aston Villa that is second, they don't care. They know they're going to win it.
But what if it's Arsenal?
No, Arsenal this season is different from Arsenal upper season. Arsenal that's why I said, that's why I'm saying that this time around, they understand that Arsenal will be on their tail because Arsenal have proven that even though they might lose a game, they are not going to lose continuously. They are going to come back.
So Arsenal being on City's tail, does that favor City or does that favor Arsenal?
It does actually favor City because now they know that, okay, you still have to keep on pumping.
So you're validating my point.
Yeah, I'm not validating your point. I'm just telling you. If the way you see the way Liverpool has been playing, if Arsenal was below Liverpool and Liverpool kept playing the same way, do you think Man City will feel the urgency to always want to win their game? They know that we just need to ensure that we draw. Liverpool will always drop points, but they know that Arsenal will not drop points, so they want to be. And because of that momentum, they will end up losing game because they know something. So psychologically, this team can still catch up to us. That fear will put more fear in them, and which will make them fall. But
don't worry, they will get it.
I lost track of the question. Once you brought Liverpool into it, I just lost track. I can't.
Yeah, because the only person who has prevented us and Man City from winning the league in the last 8 years is Liverpool.
Okay.
You face the fact. That's the fact. Only Liverpool. It's not like Arsenal is not consistent. Arsenal too was there. They were not between 1, 2, 3. Arsenal was there, but they know Man City knows that it is not Arsenal that will stop them from winning the league. They know it's Liverpool, so they always kept going. But this time around, everything has changed. No. This time around, it has changed. They know that Liverpool cannot prevent them from winning the league. It is now Arsenal because this is a different Arsenal. See that?
Okay, so let me ask you guys a final question as we wrap up. Based on everything we've been talking about, based on exactly everything Ola Lobzy has been talking about so far, and based on what you think so far, as of today, who do you think will win the league? Just give me one name. Odogwu.
Chelsea.
City.
Chelsea.
City. Lobzy.
Arsenal.
No, seriously.
No, I'm serious. Arsenal.
Seriously, man. World champions. World champions.
Ayo, seriously.
Chelsea.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Best team in the world.
Do you see? That's what you're trying to say. That's the same point.
If you are to predict today.
I stand by Chelsea.
Oh,
You want me to talk the one that you want to hear? You will wait. Come back in April.
He's not trying to
right.
jinx.
On that note, well, you
For
guys
today,
know
my
where I
prediction
stand.
is still Chelsea.
I think it's Arsenal, but in January when that Semenyo
So
deal
why are you
is
adding
sealed,
bots? Why are you adding bots if you think it's Arsenal? If
No,
it's Arsenal,
that's
end of story.
Okay, Arsenal.
Is that
for
your
now.
final answer?
For now.
Yeah.
For now. So my own answer to for now is Chelsea.
On that
You
note,
guys, watch out for that Semenyo addition, though.
once that happens, it's over. It's over.
Don't worry.
If Semenyo comes and City is still number one, it's over.
Alan will be out
Or
for
if
6
they're
weeks.
number one. Yeah, we shall see. All right, guys. Odogwu, Lobzy, Ayo, this is great. If you guys have stuck with us this long, we are very, very appreciative, and we hope you subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't shared, please share. And we'll be bringing you more videos. And we wish you a happy new year. We'll see you next year. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.